A very good afternoon to you. You are watching Lunchtime News. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Let's start off with the look at the headlines.
4 fishermen who went missing after setting off from the Oluville harbour found. The government, the door-to-door campaign, relaunches in its quest to resolve the issues of rural Sri Lanka. US President-elect Donald Trump says he has no business deals with Russia.
On to your lead story now. The Sri Lanka Navy says that the remaining 4 fishermen who went missing after setting off to sea from Oluville port have been found close to the seas of the Maldives. According to reports, the missing fishermen are currently being brought to shore. The Navy said that one of the fishermen is in critical condition. 6 fishermen had gone missing after setting off from Oluville, following which 2 of them were found last week. Two patients receiving treatment at the kidney ward of the Kandy General Hospital, have died of influenza. Director of the hospital, Dr. Saman Ratnayaka, said that 2 patients who died arrived at the hospital to receive blood. Director of the Kandy General Hospital, Dr. Saman Ratnayaka, said that a program has been implemented to examine every patient who arrives for lung-related treatments. Meanwhile, given the cold weather in the island, health units say there is a rise in the influenza virus. Specialist in community medicine at the Family Health Bureau, Dr. Kapila Jayaratna, said persons including expectant mothers who are vulnerable to such diseases should be cautious. Phase 2 of the Gum at the Door-to-Door campaign commenced this morning, while Phase 2 of the Gum at the 100-day initiative continues to resolve problems identified during the first door-to-door campaign launched early last year. The Gum at the Door-to-Door campaign was relaunched with the hope of identifying the plight of rural Sri Lanka at the request of the general public and religious leaders. The campaign will cover the entire land area from Point Pedro to Dondra Head and from Colombo to Sangamankanda, and will be pioneered by Newsfirst and the University of Peradeniya. Members of the Newsfirst team left for the districts of Vaunia, Kurunegala and Ratnapura this morning. We're now joined by Chaturanga Hapuarachi from Ratnapura.
As you all know, the second phase of the Gum at the Door-to-Door campaign commenced today. We are in the Ratnapura district today, and we are going from door to door to find out the problems of the people who live in this area. We are not only covering the Ratnapura district, we will be travelling to the Badula district as well in our 4 days. Now, what is important is that the Newsfirst team has built a trust among the people that we deliver what we promise. So, through these problems that we identified today, through our program, in the future, we will be able to provide them with solutions. For the Newsfirst team, I am Chaturanga Hapuarachi.
Meanwhile, Pavani Hapuarachi filed this report from Kurunegala.
Good morning. I'm here today in the village of Neethanwala, Mawatagama, Kurunegala for the Gum at the Door-to-Door campaign. And the people of Neethanwala waiting to welcome us, tell us what their problems were. We reached out to the people. We got forums filled out with their problems. And the most prominent problem that most of the people in the village had was the water problem, the water issue. And also there was another issue with regard to the road that was the construction. So we will be moving forward and we'll be going towards mostly rural areas further in the area of Mawatagama. Stay tuned with us for more updates. I'm Pavani Hapuarachi for the Newsfirst team from Kurunegala.
Today is Duruthu Full Moon Poe Day. The significance of Duruthu Full Moon Poe Day is that it marks Lord Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka. It was on a day like today, 9 months after the Enlightenment, the Gautama Buddha set foot on Sri Lanka for the first time to solve a confrontation between the Yaksha and Naga tribes. From the skies above the current location of the Mahayanganeya Stupa, Lord Buddha mediated the conflict between the Yaksha and Naga tribes, spreading the message of peace. Buddhist history also notes that the Divya Raya Samana Saman built the Mahayanganeya Chaitya as an enclosure to hold the sacred hair relic given by Lord Buddha. Meanwhile, the Durutu Maha Perahara of the Kalaniya Rajamaha Viharaya paraded the streets last night. The Sadhatuka casket was placed onto the tusker of the Kalaniya Rajamaha Viharaya under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The inaugural Perahara for the year commenced thereafter. The 100th Perahara of the temple saw the participation of over 40 tuskers, which added colour to the Perahara, which was viewed by thousands of spectators. This Perahara with caparisoned elephants, Kandyan, Low Country and Sabaragamo dances and other performance is probably only second to Sri Lanka's Dalada Maligava Asala Perahara held in the hill capital. Meanwhile, a vehicle plunged into a swamp in Talagaste near Hikkadua this morning as a driver had lost control of the vehicle. Our correspondent said that the driver was driving at excessive speed, and our correspondent also added that no one was injured in the accident. Police said that 3 people have died over the past week alone due to accidents which took place in the same area. 6 persons were injured in an accident which took place in Ambulgaswava, Kakirava at dawn today. The accident took place when a group travelling in a cab towards Anuradhapura after attending a cremation ceremony in Katugaskota, Kandy, in a cab had crashed into a house in the Ambulgaswava area in Kakirava. 3 people who were asleep in the house were sustained injuries and were admitted to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital. 2 women in the cab were also admitted to the hospital for treatment. It is suspected that the driver of the cab may have fallen asleep on the wheel. The Kakirava police are conducting further investigations into the accident. Meanwhile, 2 Indian fishermen who brought in a stock of Kerala Ganja via boat into the country have been arrested by the Sri Lanka Navy. Police said 52 kilograms and 200 grams of Kerala Ganja were seized from the Indian fishermen who were aged 24 and 23. The fishermen are set to be produced before the Markham Magistrate Court today. Meanwhile, the Koslan police were able to discover a 4.5-acre Ganja cultivation in the Koslanda area. The cultivation was found in the Unakanda area in Koslanda. The cultivation was found in a raid. The Koslanda police conducted this investigation based on a tip-off received. Police said that 3 suspects were arrested during the raid, adding that they are to be produced before the Bandarawil Magistrates Court. The suspects are residents of the Balaharua area. Police went on to note that the Ganja cultivation is worth over 40 million rupees.